For so much of our lives, we have lived by the clock and the compass of others. We strived for mastery, climbing the peaks of our professions and anchoring our families through every storm. We spent decades establishing ourselves as the experts, the ones with the certain answers, the steady hands guiding the way through the noise of the world. There is immense, undeniable value in that journey. It is the bedrock of who we are today. But as the horizon shifts, we realize that having all the answers isn't nearly as vital as having the courage to ask a new question. It's time to move from being the master to being the student once more.
We've spent a lifetime building walls of competence around us. We're used to the comfort of the familiar. But what if I told you there's a hidden magic, a quiet, untold power waiting for you back at the starting line? I'm talking about the profound liberation of being a beginner once again. Think back to the last time you felt truly out of your element, that moment of stepping into the unknown, perhaps a bit clumsily, certainly imperfectly. For many of us, that feeling is something we've spent years trying to avoid. We've been conditioned to believe that bad is a failure. But in this chapter of life, that awkwardness is actually your greatest ally. Today on Silver Compass, we are going deeper than just trying a new hobby. We're going to explore the biological marvel happening under the surface. We'll uncover why your incredible, resilient brain doesn't just tolerate the frustration of being bad at something new. It actually thrives on it. It's in those moments of healthy struggle that the sparks of neuroplasticity begin to fly. When you dare to be a novice, you aren't losing your status. You are reclaiming your curiosity. You are telling your mind that the map is not yet finished. We are moving away from the safety of the shore and heading into deeper waters where the waves might be choppy, but the air is electric with possibility. So, let go of the need to be right and embrace the joy of being new. Let's find out what happens when we let our compasses spin freely once more.
In the world of neuroscience, there is a term that holds the key to our longevity: neuroplasticity. But don't let it intimidate you. It isn't just a trendy buzzword found in medical journals, and contrary to the old myths, it is certainly not a gift reserved only for the young. Our brains are truly miraculous, living, breathing landscapes of potential. They are capable of forming new connections, forging fresh pathways, and literally rewiring their own internal circuitry every single day. This isn't a static machine. It's an ever-evolving map that responds to every new challenge we present it. When we dare to step outside our comfort zone to tackle a new skill, whether it's the rolling R's of 5 Italian words, the rhythmic, intricate steps of a ballroom dance, or the tactile, delicate patience required for pottery, something profound happens. In those moments of focus, your brain is working overtime. It is waking up dormant regions, firing off signals in ways it hasn't in years. You aren't just learning a hobby, you are physically renovating your mind.
We've all been there. That tightening in your chest, the sigh of exasperation when your fingers won't find the right chord or a new word slips through your memory like water. That feeling of struggle, that moment of pure frustration when you simply can't quite get it right, most of us have been taught to see that as a signal to stop, a sign that perhaps we're just not cut out for this. But I want you to shift your perspective. That friction isn't a sign of failure. It is the sound, the undeniable living proof of your mind actively growing. Think of it like the burn in a muscle during a workout. It's uncomfortable because you are asking your brain to do something it hasn't done before. You are literally pulling your mind out of its comfort zone and into the light of a new capability. In this process, you are building what scientists call cognitive reserve. Think of it as a mental savings account, a buffer of resilient neural networks that you are depositing into every time you learn. By pushing past that initial clumsy awkwardness, you aren't just learning a task, you are building a fortified defense. You are strengthening your brain's fundamental ability to adapt, to pivot, and to solve complex problems. This is the ultimate investment. Every time you refuse to give up, you are helping your brain protect itself against the natural shadows of cognitive decline. You are building a mind that is not only sharper today, but more resilient for all the tomorrows to come. So, the next time you feel that urge to quit, take a breath, smile, and remember, that's just the sound of your brain getting stronger.
Close your eyes for a moment and think of your mind not as a computer or a machine, but as a vast, intricate map. Over the decades, you have become a master cartographer of your own life. You've laid down grand avenues of expertise and quiet, reliable side streets of habit. You know exactly where every turn leads, and you can navigate the terrain of your own thoughts almost entirely in the dark. For years, we've meticulously walked these same well-worn trails. There are the deep grooves of our professional routines, the skills we mastered so long ago, they've become second nature. There are our established hobbies, the ones we enjoy because they are comfortable, and the vast libraries of our comfortable knowledge, the things we already know we're good at. These trails are beautiful, and they've served us well. And let's be honest, these paths are incredibly efficient. They require very little energy to travel. Our brains love efficiency. They love the path of least resistance. But there is a hidden cost to staying on the paved road for too long. When we stop venturing into the tall grass, our world begins to shrink. The map starts to feel finished, and a finished map is a dangerous thing for a curious soul. Over time, this efficiency can lead to a kind of mental stagnation. It's a subtle quietness, a softening of our mental edge. We stop seeing the details because we've seen them 1,000 times before. We aren't failing, we are simply idling. But remember, the purpose of a compass isn't to help you stay where you are. Its purpose is to guide you into the terra incognita, the unknown land, where the most vibrant parts of you are still waiting to be discovered.
So, how do we begin to expand our borders? It happens the moment you decide to master a genuinely new craft, or when you utter your first clumsy sentences in a foreign language. It happens when you sit down across a chessboard and realize you are no longer the master. You are the student. In these moments, you aren't just trying a hobby. You are a cartographer, deliberately drawing brand new territory onto the map of your mind. This effort forces your brain to do something extraordinary. It has to create entirely new routes where there were once only blank spaces. It must forge biological connections and spark synapses it hasn't used in years, perhaps even decades. Think of it as laying down new neural highways. At first, the road is unpaved and difficult to travel. It feels slow. It feels exhausting. But that is because you are literally building the infrastructure of a younger, more resilient brain. Here is the most liberating truth of the Silver Compass philosophy. It is not primarily about achieving perfection in the new skill itself. It doesn't matter if your Italian is accented or if your first woodworking project is slightly crooked. Those are just external markers. The real victory is invisible. It's the profound internal rewiring that is happening along the way. Your brain doesn't care about the quality of the pottery. It cares about the effort of making it. We have spent our whole lives focused on the destination of expertise, on being the best, the fastest, the most accurate. But now we celebrate the journey of discovery. We value the rewiring over the result. Every time you struggle to remember a new rule or a new word, a bridge is being built. You aren't just learning a game or a craft. You are renovating your soul. Because in this chapter, the growth isn't in being right. It's in being new.
When we look at a new skill from the outside, it can feel like looking up at a sheer mountain face. It's natural to feel overwhelmed, to wonder if the climb is even worth the effort at this stage of our lives. But the secret to moving forward, the very heart of the Silver Compass philosophy, isn't found in giant leaps. It lies in embracing the small win. We have to permit ourselves to stop aiming for immediate perfection. Instead, we shift our focus to something far more sustainable, consistent, incremental progress. A small win isn't a compromise, it is a tactical victory for your brain. Think of it this way. Learning just 5 new words of Italian today is a victory. Successfully placing your fingers to ring out the first 3 chords on a guitar, that is a victory. Even simply mastering the settings to take one perfectly exposed photograph with a new camera, these are not small feat. These are the powerful coordinates of a perpetually sharp mind. They are the evidence that you are still in motion. Don't look at the summit. Just look at the next step.
So the question remains, how do we actually begin? The answer is simpler than you might think. We lower the stakes. We grant ourselves explicit, heartfelt permission to be a novice all over again. In a world that demands mastery, choosing to be a beginner is a quiet, powerful act of rebellion. Think about the weight that has just been lifted. This is the ultimate freedom of your second act. There is no boss left to impress, no looming deadline to meet, and no rigid career trajectory to defend. You aren't performing for an audience, you are exploring for yourself. The pressure of being the best has finally evaporated. What's left in that space is the pure, raw joy of discovery. It's the adrenaline of the first attempt and the profound satisfaction that comes from personal growth, not because you have to grow, but because you want to. This is the thrill of seeing the world through fresh eyes. This is the beautiful crossroads where true self-development meets the unparalleled liberty of retirement. You aren't just passing time, you are claiming it. This is your time to be new. So, I want to hear from you. What is that one thing, that skill, that hobby, or that language you've tucked away because you felt too old to try it? Share it in the comments below. Let's build a space where we hold each other accountable to our shared growth. I'm Duquemarino. Remember, your age is your asset, and your curiosity is your guide. Keep pointing north, and I'll see you on the next horizon. Because for us, the journey truly begins now.